and welcome to True Blue Politics Daily. This is Anita from San Antonio,
And I'm
and
Karen from Chicago.
that's right. And today's date is, today is Tuesday, May 12th,
Mhm.
2026.
Mhm.
Right, Karen?
That is correct,
So I
Anita.
got that right. Okay, and we're going to talk about what today, Karen?
Well, Anita, yeah, last week was a very upsetting week,
Mm-hmm.
where we saw the Supreme Court basically kill the last of the voting rights protections.
The Voting
And
Rights Act, yeah.
yep, and a number of southern states are moving quickly. um, to implement redistricting maps before the midterms in November because there's a scurd. They're a scurd.
They are very scared, and this is how desperate they are. They're going to try to gerrymander the way using, basically, they don't care about gutting the Civil Rights Act and taking out all Black representation. They're
Mm-mm.
going to do whatever they can to hold on to power. This is such a desperate move.
Yep.
And we'll see, but we're going to just go over what happened. Let's
Mm-hmm.
start with the whole what happened in Tennessee. Okay, in Louisiana, the Supreme Court ruled that Louisiana could redistrict there's their Black representation out. I mean, basically, what they said was they were getting rid of um, racism or racist gerrymandering by
Mm-hmm.
allowing partisan gerrymandering. Is that how it
Mm-hmm.
was? What the decision
Yes.
was? So, um, basically, what that's going to do is just wipe out one of the Black majority districts in Louisiana. So they're
Yes.
allowing them to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, of course, we know what the actual, motivations of this was because Tennessee immediately, what did they do? They started redistricting to get rid of Black districts, Black representation, right?
Sure
And
did.
so let's go ahead and talk about that. Let's play the story.
Okay, so what we have here is from CBS Mornings, and the headline is Protesters Demonstrate Against Tennessee Redistricting That Could Give GOP an Advantage. So I'm going to go ahead, bear with me here. I just need to get it queued back to the beginning. Okay, and we'll just let it play out. So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans in Tennessee are giving their party a better chance to win every congressional seat in November. They voted to eliminate the state's only Black majority district on Thursday. Opponents held a passionate demonstration. They say this move punishes Black voters. Supporters, though, say the new maps are not driven by race. Ed O'Keefe looks at how this fight is playing out.
Chaos at the Tennessee Capitol in Nashville Thursday as Democratic lawmakers and protesters tried to stop legislation breaking up the state's only Democratic House seat. Yelling, holding signs, calling the move Jim Crow 2.0, even burning a printout of the Confederate flag. The change follows a Supreme Court ruling last week that narrowed the Voting Rights Act. CBS News election law analyst David Becker says the ruling has this effect.
And in some cases, that's going to mean that they blanch their entire state's delegation and really minimize the impact of the minority population in the state.
That's the concern for Democratic Congressman Shamari Figures in Montgomery, Alabama, where a similar pending Supreme Court decision could draw his majority Black district off the map.
So what that translates into is this. It's okay to discriminate against Democrats who are Black, but it's not okay to discriminate against Black Democrats. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Alabama's Attorney General says it's just a question of reflecting the state's Republican tilt.
Alabama's a conservative state. I expect that we'll have conservative representatives.
Civil rights activist Doris Crenshaw, who at 12 years old started working on civil rights issues with Rosa Parks, was at an information session hosted by Congressman Figures Thursday night.
You've spent your entire life working for more representation, and they may be on the verge of taking it away.
It does not sit well, and shouldn't sit well with the people of goodwill in this country.
As of yet, nothing in Alabama has changed. The Supreme Court could issue a ruling allowing the state to redraw its map as early as today. Now that Tennessee has acted, 9 Republican and Democratic-controlled states across the country have redrawn their maps. 3 more here in the Deep South may do so ahead of November's elections. Gail?
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I found interesting?
Hmm.
Think about this. Okay, South Carolina is approximately, it's just under 30% black.
Mhm.
How many representatives in the U.S. Congress do you think they have?
One?
They have one, Jim Clyburn. Jim
Mhm.
Clyburn, and they want to get rid of that. A
Yes.
state with 25%, almost 30% black black population, they want to get rid of any black representation.
Yeah.
And
Well, I heard somebody
wait, hold
say-
on. In Mississippi, Mississippi has almost 40%
Right.
black population.
Mhm.
How many representatives do you think they have?
One?
One, Benny Thompson. So I'm just saying, they're already not represented enough.
Sure.
You know, there's not enough black representation already, and they want to wipe that out.
Yes.
So-
And well, somebody said of James Clyburn, one of the racist Republicans, said he doesn't represent the state. And it's like, no shit. He doesn't represent this state. He represents his constituents.
Yeah, and his
Who's-
constituents.
yes.
Yes, his constituents put him there. He represents
Yes.
them,
Yes.
and they put him there year after year, decade after decade. I'm sorry, we're a
Right.
conservative
He's
state.
not a he's not a senator.
What is he saying? You know what? We're a racist state. He doesn't
Yeah.
represent us.
That's right. That's exactly what he's saying. That is absolutely should be the takeaway.
Yeah.
And if there are people out there thinking that this is anything other than racism and racially motivated, listen to that.
Yeah. Well, it's also motivated by desperation.
Sure.
They desperately want to stay in power. And what is the Democratic base? The most faithful voters to the
Mhm.
Democratic Party.
Black folks.
And if they happen to, they're like, what do you call that? Carnage. They're the somehow if they get hurt, because these people, they don't care.
No, they don't
care if there's no black representation.
No,
They don't vote
care.
Republican. By the way, they're okay with black representation as long as it upholds white supremacy. That black
Sure.
representation.
Yes.
Like you've got what's his name? Byron Donalds, Tim
Mhm.
Scott. Those guys vote with the white supremists.
Right. Well, and I
So
know
they're
that
okay.
there was another district, and I'm sorry, I can't remember which one, but is represented, it's a historically black district, but they have a white representative. And somebody
Steve
said,
Cohen.
well, yeah. What was the name?
In Tennessee, Steve Cohen.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
so, this guy tried to spin it. Well, that's proof, right? That it has nothing to do with black representation.
No, it has to do with him. Steve Cohen votes for black representation. Steve Cohen
Yes.
votes
Just 'cause- yeah.
to protect civil rights.
Yes.
Steve Cohen votes and that's exactly the opposite.
Right.
These people aren't voting for them because they're black.
But they think
voting for them.
but they think that we're stupid. And by
Yeah, they
saying
think we're
something
stupid.
like that, then I mean, and look, let's be honest. There's a bunch of white people in this country are that stupid that would look at that and say, "Well, see, that's proof."
Well, what do you think? Of course.
Yeah.
Look at the way they acted about Obama not
Mhm.
coming and supporting. Who was it that was running? In Virginia.
Mhm.
The black woman that was running in Virginia.
Yeah.
And because she was black, even though
Right.
she was a Republican and horrible on black rights, on civil
Mhm.
rights, on everything, voting rights,
Mhm.
he thought, oh, why doesn't Obama endorse her? She's black.
Right.
Like they think that's all that matters. And it's just
Right.
the opposite.
Right.
That's not what matters. They're not
No.
voting for these people because they're black. They're voting for them because they uphold
Democracy,
civil rights,
civil
and all the
rights.
things that
Yep.
they believe in.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
I mean that's why they won't vote for Byron Donalds. That's why black people won't vote for didn't vote for that
Tim
black
Scott.
woman in Virginia, Tim Scott.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. It's not about their being black. There was a lot of black people that came out and voted for Obama.
Mhm.
But Obama also believed in upholding democracy and
That's
civil rights and voting rights and all the things that matter.
Mhm.
to-
affordable education.
Yes, and
affordable healthcare, affordable
right.
housing. Right.
And not just, upholding white supremacy, like Tim
Mhm.
Scott
Mhm.
or Byron Donalds.
Yep. Protecting our children in the schools,
That's right.
protecting our children from predators.
It just cracks me up when they talk like that. Oh, why isn't Obama supporting this black person?
Right.
As he's supposed to support every black person because they're black.
Right.
That's just, I mean,
Well, that's how dumb they are. That's how ignorant and stupid they are.
well, that's how little they
And it's-
understand.
Right, of course. So let's move on. So you shared a tweet with me from Red Wave Press that reads, and this is a right wing
Oh yeah.
account. Watch. Tennessee State Rep Todd Warner sent Democrats into a full-on frenzy after strutting into the special session wearing a Trump 2024 flag as a cape. Republicans passed the redistricting plan that would secure a 9-0 GOP House map. Todd Warner wrote on X, wore my Trump flag as a cape during the special session, and the Democrats started screaming racist at me. On site, they don't know me, never met me, just saw the flag and had a meltdown. That's the modern Democratic Party in a nutshell. Patriot. Okay. Can I
Play
show
the video.
this?
Play the video.
I will.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know why they're screaming racist?
Hold on.
Yeah, they're calling you a racist because you just voted to get rid of all black representation. Okay,
Right.
in the state of Tennessee, or was
Right.
it? Yeah, Tennessee. So I mean, yeah, you're probably.
But thank
a
you
racist.
for
And they were saying-
proving our point
Yeah, by
that Donald
wearing that-
Trump is a fucking
is a-
racist.
Exactly. When you draping yourself in that,
You might
do
as
you
well
think-
have just worn the Confederate flag.
you might
Just
as well
wear
be
the
wearing a
Confederate
hood.
flag. Yeah.
Yeah,
Put your hood on.
yeah. I mean, come on. He knows he's a racist, and
Of
he's
course
just
he
trolling
does.
us.
Of course.
And he was trolling them. He wanted this reaction, and then
Yep.
he acts like they were all screaming at him. No, they were not. They were screaming shame at all of you. They
Yeah,
were screaming racist at all of you because you are,
that's
and you
exactly.
prove it. It's not what you look like. It's what you did.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So here is this is also from Twitter. From headquarters, HQ News Now, here's a video of Alabama Republicans ramming through a completely red redistricting map with no vote in the middle of a tornado evacuation.
Yeah,
Anita.
this is how excited they were to do this. Mhm.
Mhm.
Call us back in. They'll say now we didn't now they call themselves coming back and trying to go. He didn't made the motion to pass the bill when we supposed to be going into recess. Okay, so here it is right now. They cloturing us right now. So so they finna cloture us now. When they say they have a report from rules, so this is the cloture motion. This is the cloture motion. So we're supposed to been going on a recess. Supposed to been going on a recess because of the weather. Then he gavelled back in real quick, and then okay, so now they did the they were gonna do the cloture. Now they just gonna take the vote over us. Oh, I forgot I got in trouble already. Okay, now y'all can see. Look at the mayhem. The mayhem. So some people have left, but we all in here. We all in here. That's right. I know that's right. No! So all this mayhem. Y'all see it now. So they know that we need to be in the basement. So after we vote, now they telling us to step out, but I'm videoing. So they forced that vote. Okay, we got to go.
Jesus.
So now they got us going to the basement. Singleton. No. Now, you know what? This don't even make sense. We should have gone into a recess and then waited until after the weather to take this vote. But they want to do this so bad. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So we have adjourned. They forced that vote while we're all running to try to go to the tornado.
That is crazy. They were debating, okay? They were debating the bill.
They were in the middle of debating it, and then they put it to a vote.
They put it to a vote because of the weather, because of tornado warnings that you heard them, of course, and it was flooding in the building. And they said, we're going to call a vote right now. We're calling cloture. And it's just crazy. This is how eager they were to do this. These are horrible, disgusting people.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Jesus. They couldn't even wait because they had to get this done.
Sure. Well, they've been waiting for decades to do this.
Oh,
they have
absolutely.
been working on this shit for fucking decades.
They couldn't wait.
Shame on them. Shame on them. Don't fucking tell us that you're goddamn patriots. You're not fucking patriots. You don't give a fuck about this country. You don't care about democracy. You don't give a shit about any of the shit that you try and sell to the stupid dumb fucks that keep voting for you.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, fuck these people.
And it's just amazing because you know what? All these people that vote for this shit, they end up screwing themselves.
Of course.
They're voting for these people that are going to screw them.
They don't care. But see, this is the thing.
In the old days,
But Anita, can I just say this? They don't give a fuck because as long as they figure they're screwing black people, the people that they love to hate, they don't give a shit.
Karen, it's always been this way. Like when they the plantation owners, when they had the plantation owners, who do you think was fighting to keep slavery? It wasn't the plantation owners. It was the poor white folk.
Mm-hmm. They were putting their bodies on the line.
Yeah, they were dying.
Yep.
To protect these rich motherfuckers, and they're doing it again.
They sure are. Anita, I mean, it's just, let me just say, of everything that is going on right now, this is the thing that has me honestly like the most upset.
I know.
Like I can, you know what I mean? Like I can take higher gas prices for a little bit. You know, if I know that there might be an end in sight. This shit.
It's so evil. It's so evil.
So fucking evil. And this is who this party is. And so this is why I don't want to hear from anybody that voted for this monster, for this, and continue to vote Republican. I don't want to fucking hear.
But now they're upset, Karen, because gas prices are high.
Right.
So they, now they've had enough. They've had enough.
I don't want to hear it.
They've been betrayed.
Yeah, we didn't vote for this.
We didn't vote for this. They voted for those black people. They love that shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, let me just say this. I truly believe this, and we're going to talk about this some more. But I don't think most people, there's like that 30% of his base, this cult, these white supremacists, and they're racist, they're white supremacists, they're just horrible people who are going to vote, who voted for this and love this shit. Love the concentration camps. Love people getting dragged, to women and children getting dragged out of cars and babies crying, and they love that shit. They don't give a fuck. But you know what? The rest of us, the majority, and we're just gonna have to accept the fact that these 30%, they're gone. Okay, those people are gone. But the 70% of us, I think there's gonna be. I think this is gonna turn them off. I truly believe this. I hope so.
I hope so. I mean, I don't.
Because they don't like the overtness of this. They don't like the shamelessness.
It sure does expose them, though, if they do love it. If they love it, then that exposes exactly who they are. You don't have any cover. You have no cover. You cannot sit there and say, well, I don't use the N-word. I'm not racist. I don't use the N-word. I'm not racist. I voted for Barack Obama. I'm not racist. I have black friends or coworkers that I'm nice to. I don't,
Well, those people are gone. I mean, those people, and they're going to deny they're racist forever. Okay? They're never going to admit it. There's some that will. There's some that are actually
but that's what I mean. It's like you don't have that cover anymore. Those people that run around trying to sell that bag of bullshit to all of us, you don't have that cover. That's my point. You don't have that cover anymore.
But that's the thing. That's what's going to turn some of these people off. They want that cover.
They want that cover, and now they don't have that cover.
And now they don't have it. That's why you see Republicans reaching out, going to a black church or whatever they usually do to try to get. It's not to try to get the black vote. It's to make the white, suburban mom feel like, oh, well, see, I'm not voting for a racist.
Right.
So that's and this kind of blows that cover.
It sure does.
So I'm not saying they're not racist.
Oh, no. Listen, Anita, we are in full agreement here.
Yeah,
let me just say, no, we're
a racist country. Okay.
No, we are a racist country. There is no denying it. And until we reckon with that, and until we accept that, and until white people in particular start getting comfortable with getting uncomfortable and disrupting this shit and calling it out for what it is and shaming the people that they know. I'm sorry. I'm perfectly willing to rip into anybody that tries to make excuses for this bullshit or downplay it.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm done with that too. I just don't want to hear it. These people.
I don't want to fucking hear it. We see you. We see you.
Well, now we certainly see you. And if you continue to support this stuff, I mean, this
or not, and here's the thing though, too, Anita, it's like to support this, but even some white people that I know that don't vote this way, right? But they sit there and they, but they sit there and they downplay it and they kind of soft pedal it. And
they get offended.
You're overreacting. Calm
they get
down.
Offended by a black waitress.
I don't want you to start yelling at at racist Tim because that's going to make me feel uncomfortable.
No, I know that. I know that.
Over.
There are people. They're Democrats.
Over.
There are also people on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the white liberals or the white lefties
that give cover to these motherfuckers.
That give cover are okay with racism. That's why I fear. That's why I have a problem with populism. Period. Because who does it attract generally?
Right.
It attracts young white people, and there's a reason it does. Okay, because. Well, we won't go into all that because that's going down another rabbit hole.
That's a whole other topic, a whole other day. But so the gerrymandering, again, the whole timing of this, the reason that they're doing this is because they see the polling, they see how upset people are with everything that's going on. They see the splintering of MAGA, and so now they have to throw this out there to remind people.
Yeah,
right.
And that's right. Well. That and because they're desperate, okay? The midterms are coming,
and they're desperate,
and they're so fucking desperate right now. They are doing everything they can to try to hold on to power, and I don't think it's going to work. Who knows? But we want to talk about what's happening here, and let's talk about Jim Crow and why we keep comparing this to Jim Crow. What was Jim Crow, Karen?
Well, Anita, so Jim Crow. Laws were a system of racial segregation that started mainly after Reconstruction ended around 1877. They were designed to keep Black people separate and unequal in the South, but more importantly, for representation, they used tactics like poll taxes, literacy tests, and grandfather clauses to prevent Black people from voting. Some states also used things like gerrymandering and at large elections to dilute Black voting power. So
that what I'm saying, that's why you hear people compare this to Jim Crow, because that's exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
Post Reconstruction. Now, during Reconstruction, there were blacks getting elected, Black Americans getting elected throughout the United States or in the South, particularly because that's where most people, Black Americans lived at that time. And after
So do you
Jim
want me to
Crow-
talk? Yeah. Do you want me to talk about during Reconstruction?
During Reconstruction, yeah.
Yep. So during Reconstruction, which was roughly 1865 to 1877, there was actually significant Black representation in Congress. There were about 20 Black members in the House and a couple in the Senate at various points. It wasn't huge in absolute numbers, but it was real political power, especially considering Black people had just been enslaved for a few years before. But once Reconstruction ended and Jim Crow took over, almost all of that disappeared. It took until 1960s and 70s before you started seeing meaningful representation in Congress again.
And what happened then? The Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Acts.
That's right.
So now they want to take that away. They've been chipping away at it for a while.
Right.
Particularly the Voting Rights Act.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've got the Supreme Court perfectly willing to just, do away with it completely.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a result. I mean, we're going back to just post-Reconstruction.
Well, and they've been screaming to, let me just say, Republicans have been screaming about voter ID laws, right? And then there are some states that were like, okay, we'll do voter ID. We'll have voter ID. And now it's not just any ID.
No, that wasn't good enough because
that wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
You have to have a passport or a real ID, which costs money.
Well, a real ID isn't good enough.
Yes, that's what I mean. You needed to have a real ID, and now you need a passport.
Well, that's what they want. That's what they're trying to push with the SAVE Act. Now, that's not. Don't get confused because that is not law yet. That is not law. The SAVE Act is dead, pretty much for right now.
Mm-hmm. For now,
but they want people to have to, and 50% of Americans don't have a passport.
Right.
At least.
Yes.
And passports cost money.
Right. So it's very much similar to poll tax. It is. Well,
so is a voter ID. So is a voter ID. It costs money to get a voter ID. Even if it's a non-driver's license, if it's just an ID, it costs money. It costs time. You have to spend time to go out and get it. That's time that you're away from work, which is money.
Right.
It also, you might need to get your birth certificate. That's going to take time and money because I had to pay for my birth certificate. Okay.
Yes, you have to pay for copies. Yes, you do.
Copy of my birth certificate. So these are poll taxes.
Mm-hmm.
These are poll taxes. Now, here in Texas, you can't use your student ID, but you can use your concealed carry permit to vote.
Okay.
Yes, just so you know, and anybody that's concerned about that. And even though the state issues the school ID, you can be at the University of Texas, and the state of Texas issued that ID, but that's not good enough unless you have a concealed carry permit.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know what that's targeted at, who those are targeted at, keeping from voting.
Yes.
So we have the poll taxes, right?
Yes.
And now we've got the gerrymandering.
Yes. So, but here's the thing. Johnny Bananas on YouTube, he posted a video that is titled "Gerrymandering Will Not Help in a Wave Election."
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for, time here.
Gerrymandering and how it's not going to save the Republican Party, I got lots of comments from both sides of the aisle. Some people on the left were a little bit pessimistic, and there are tons of proud, boisterous people on the right saying, "This is copium, you're going down, liberal scum." So allow me to clarify, especially with new events, exactly what I'm talking about and how I think the Republicans are fucked. Gerrymandering only goes so far. Especially from a video that I showed you of Scott McFarlane the other day, these things are very different in wave elections. Republicans currently pulling from their other districts in order to try to spread themselves thin could backfire tremendously. It's all of their districts being weak and them still bleeding them out. But you can sit there and say, yeah, but we're talking about Tennessee, we're talking about Texas, we're talking about blood red Trump Republicans. The thing is, we're really not. Yeah, there are lots of Republicans who are sick of Trump and they've been voting for Democrats lately. But the people we should be focused on are the same people who decide every election, the independent voters. But it's gotten so much worse since then. According to recent Quinnipiac polls back in October of 2018, Democrats had a 50% favorability over Republicans at a +11 spread. Just a few months ago in March, that had gone to a 31-point spread. This is just among independent voters. Remember, Trump won in 2024 by 1.5%, despite how much he claims it was a landslide. And the independents, off the face of it, having a 20-point shift is massively problematic for the Republicans. And according to Quinnipiac, when Donald Trump retook office in January of 2025, he had a net +3 approval rating. Now, he's at a net -25. Except for the hardcore racists and the people who bought his stupid gold shoes, everybody fucking hates him. Speaking of the golden shoes, I'm sure it doesn't help over the last year that Donald Trump has just continued to grift off of people and pull the rug out from underneath them. Selling his ugly, tacky, expensive shoes that half the people never received, as well as his newest grift, the stupid gold Trump phone, which they're finding that the MAGA are not even going to receive their phones and they're not getting their deposit back either. But I digress. While Gavin Newsom's Twitter page is obviously correct, that even though in the red states they weren't even allowed to vote on these measures, yet Virginia voters did and it got thrown out. The Republicans think these are going to give them a whole bunch of other seats, but again, this is a wave election. For the last year, Republicans have been losing seats everywhere. They have flipped absolutely 0 seats from Democrat to Republican. The Democrats have flipped over 20 seats. Meanwhile, the only thing Trump has left is promising that he's going to have federal agents and military officials at the polls, which is not going to fucking happen, and reposting memes on his stupid turd social page saying that we should start arresting poll workers that cheat in elections. Okay, maybe we should take him up on that. Because the only actual provable voter fraud that was happening was from fake pro-Trump electors and a few MAGA who've tried to vote twice. Or maybe he means he just wants to start arresting people like black poll workers. That worked out so well for Rudy Giuliani. All of the shit that Trump and the Republicans keep claiming they're going to do with their fear-mongering always blows up in their face. Plus, it really doesn't help the Republicans that nearly all of these states now currently have lawsuits filed against these maps by Republicans. I still think November is going to be an absolute shellacking for the Republicans, which is why they are panicking so much. It's why they're fear-mongering, it's why they're spreading lies and disinformation, and it's especially why they're trying to gerrymander the fuck out of every single one of their states. But much like Texas when they did it with 2025, because all of these gerrymanderings are going based on 2024 numbers of people they have now lost support with, I think it is going to tremendously backfire, as long as we all show up to vote.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And actually, Democrats have flipped 29 seats, not just 20. The Republicans have flipped 0. Yeah. So I agree. I don't think they can gerrymander their way out of this. I'm totally with him because they're diluting their districts where they're already, so unpopular in states like Texas and Tennessee.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, no, without it. Sorry, Nita. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted, before I forget, we were talking about this earlier before we got on here. There was an article that was shared with me about the quarter, the USPS, the U.S. Postal Service, lost $2 billion in revenue last quarter. And, basically what they're trying to do is they're trying, like what the Republicans have been doing for decades. We can undermine the post office. When Trump was in the first time around, he appointed DeJoy, who did all kinds of things because during COVID, people were relying more on mail-in voting, and it was pretty high Democratic. Democrats used it but historically, right, Anita, it's Republicans voters
have usually
and rural voters and people that are in remote areas, and that is because the United States Postal Service is in the Constitution, which basically it is a public good, a public service, and they go to places where private companies can refuse to go. Right.
They actually have the post office, like UPS has to have the post office deliver stuff for them that go to those areas, rural areas. So they're going to get hurt if they try to destroy the post office. I'm telling you, Trump voters will be hurt worse than anybody.
Yeah. I agree, but it is something that I think that we need to make sure people are paying attention, because it's not sexy or anything like that. It's not like loud and, flashy like all the other stuff that they're trying to throw at us, like the ballroom and, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I just wanted to mention that.
They've tried to destroy the post office for decades.
Yeah.
Because the post office is popular and it's effective. It's a government program. even though it's not funded by taxpayers, by
Right.
the way. It's funded
Right.
by stamps.
Yes, exactly. So buy your stamps, people.
Buy your stamps.
Okay, so
That's right.
I do want to there was a video that was posted. This is an interview with James Clyburn in South Carolina.
Jake Tapper is
And with
interviewing
Jake
Jim Clyburn.
Tapper, I got my
I
issues
know,
with him,
I
but
know.
whatever, we know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. So the tweet says, "Be careful what you pray for." Jim Clyburn warns GOP redistricting could blow up in their faces and help Democrats. Representative Clyburn, South Carolina 6, cautioned House Republicans should be very careful what they pray for. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let him say
Yeah,
it.
just play it.
Some to redraw the
Hold on.
lines
Whoops.
anyway.
Sorry, hold on.
Off this battle by urging Texas to redistrict and create more Republican-leaning seats last year. Then Democrats decided to fight fire with fire. California came after that, Virginia, and more. After redrawing maps in 6 states, Republicans now have approximately an 8-seat advantage in these gerrymandering wars. What do you think this might mean come November? Might Republicans hold the House?
Well, they might, and they might not, because I do believe that the voters in this country are watching very closely, and they are feeling emotionally what the threat is to our future. And I do not believe that the majority of the voters in this country condone and will agree with what President Trump is doing. South Carolina, our delegation, our House, talked with him, the Senate, I guess, on the day before yesterday. But the Supreme Court, 2 years ago, spoke to this district and said it was not unconstitutional. But the president says he wants them to redraw the lines anyway. All I'm going to say to that is be very careful what you pray for. Because what I do believe is that when they finish with the redistricting, there will be the possibilities of at least 3 Democrats getting elected here in South Carolina to the United States Congress.
Oh, so you think that the redistricting they're doing in South Carolina could not only dilute
buffering.
Could backfire.
District, but other Republican-leaning districts, so as to make them more competitive. That's interesting.
Yep.
Is it over? Yeah, it could backfire. It backfired in Texas, and it could backfire in South Carolina. It could backfire in Tennessee. We don't know for sure. I mean, I'm not counting on it, but you know, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And right now, all we do know is that Democrats have been winning election after election. They flipped 29 seats.
Right.
Republicans
And
have lost.
what is the swing? 23 Latino votes in Texas
It
potentially?
was 30%.
30?
It was over 30%.
Okay.
Latinos have swung against Donald Trump.
Mhm.
Donald Trump won Latinos in Texas
Mm-hmm.
in 2024. Now he's underwater by like 30 points. As a matter of fact, he's underwater by 19 points in Texas right now.
Yeah.
So I just don't, all these these areas by the border that voted for Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
This is how they redistrict, counting on those same. They were using 2024 statistics.
Yes.
That's how stupid they are.
Yep.
And of course, it's come back to bite them in the ass.
Mm-hmm. And it's
And not only that, but the electorate doesn't even look the same in a midterm.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yep, absolutely. So, all right. Well, listen, this is just the beginning of us talking about this issue.
yeah,
We're
gonna
going
be
to
talking
keep
about it
we're
some
going
more.
to
Yeah.
we're going to be keep on talking about this, but I do want to play this AI Lego video. That was actually it's captioned "Africa just dropped a Lego video about what was stolen from Black people."
no, that's not the one I sent.
That
The
is
one
the
about
one you
Black
sent.
history.
Okay, well, that's the one you sent, and you said better. So
No, I did. Okay.
that this is the one.
That's
you
not
sent
it.
that said
That's not
better.
it.
Okay, well, hold on.
No.
Let me see if I can find it. Just bear
Okay.
with me. You sent me a lot. You sent me government trying to distract timeline UFOs again. And then there's this one. So this is the one, Anita, that you sent me that said better. Yep.
Black history. No, I said forget about the others.
Yeah,
This
I know.
one is okay. maybe I labeled it wrong, or
Yes.
maybe this is the same video.
No, it's the same video. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Trust me.
It might
Trust
be.
me,
It might.
honey.
I trust you. I'm trusting you.
me.
Okay.
Trust
Don't
me.
let me down.
I won't. Here we go.
American, listen close.
We are not your enemy.
We are not your enemy. We are the voice from Africa.
We come with no gun, no flag, only memory.
What your leaders did, they did not tell you.
We are here to tell you now.
Sit down and listen well.
They built the banks on our backs. They built the labs on our blood. They built the bombs from our soil. They built the empires from our bones. And they never told you a word.
What was stolen from black people?
The land,
the gold,
the bodies,
the names,
the hands
of Congolese children cut for rubber,
the cells
of Henrietta
Lacks taken in Baltimore,
the uranium from Shinkolobo in Hiroshima,
the bronzes of Benin in London.
The truth, the truth.
They stole the truth from you too.
In 1441 the Portuguese came, 10 Africans taken to Prince Henry. In 1660 King James of England built the Royal African Company. He burned his initials on African children with hot iron. The De Wolf family of Rhode Island moved 10,000 of us. Senator James De Wolf built his fortune on it. JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, New York Life, Aetna Insurance. They wrote the policies on our bodies. They have admitted this Brown University is named for slave traders. Yale, Harvard, Princeton, built on the same trade. 12 million Africans put on the ships. 1.8 million died in the water. 388,000 brought to your country, American. Your banks still hold a mortgage on the bones of my ancestors.
This is on the record.
Read it yourself.
They built the banks on our backs, yeah. They built the labs on our blood, yeah. They built the bombs from our soil. They built the empires from our bones. And they never told you a word.
What was stolen from black people? The land, the gold, the bodies,
the names,
the hands
of Congolese children
cut for rubber. The cells of Henrietta
Lacks taken
in Baltimore.
The uranium
from Shinkolobo in Hiroshima.
The bronzes of Benin in London. The truth, the truth, the truth.
They stole the truth.
They stole the truth
from you too. King Leopold of Belgium killed 10 million in the Congo for rubber. They cut the hands off children. The Casement report proved it in 1904. Germany, they committed genocide on the heroine. Nama from 1904. 80% died. Eugene Fisher trained Joseph Mengele there. Britain ran concentration camps in Kenya. Castration, rape.
I'm Karen, and this is Anita, and thank you for tuning in, and please share this video.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that was the right one, and it was profound.
Yeah, very. Yeah, we have some real work to do here, and white people, it's on us. Step up. Step up.
See, talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Like and subscribe. Share, please.